Mike, come on in.
I'm no kind of a political expert or anything by any stretch of the imagination.
Yes.
I'm just a blue-collar working guy, 53. I've been doing it all my life. I've got some good trades, and I survive. And, my question to you, I've been listening to you for quite some time, but I've never called.
Thank you for calling, sir.
And thank you. And what I've always wanted to bring up is, I kind of feel like the blue-collar people in this country, I feel like we're being left behind.
Yes.
I feel like we're being stamped out. I mean, wages have been stagnant for years. I guess I just don't understand what's going on.
Let me tell you what's going on. And Scott, I'm coming to you next, but I really want to get to Mike. This is very important. Mike, how do you normally vote, if you don't mind me asking?
I have not voted in years. And the reason I have not is I honestly don't feel like there's been anyone run for office that is really seriously trying to do anything for blue-collar people. What I see are people who seem to be willing to do a lot for people who have nothing, and then I see people like Republicans who seem to be doing everything for the people who already have everything.
Man, that is a magical and important statement that you say there. I mean, and that is something that you hear people say all the time. If you're absolutely poor and downtrodden, or you're absolutely rich, you're taken care of. But all of those that are out there really working, they're busting their butts and have problems. Thank you for saying that. What kind of news do you listen to?
I either listen to KPFT or at home I watch Channel 13.
Okay.
And that's the extent of it.
Okay, that's good. You asked an important question as far as you're not very political on what's going on here. Let me first tell you what's going on. There was a time in this country where there were labor unions that sort of set the standard for how, in general, blue-collar workers would be treated, right? They went out there and they fought for blue-collar workers. They made sure that their wages were commensurate with the standard of living. In other words, that one person could could work in a family, the other person stay at home and take care of the kids. That's the kind of stuff that we were talking about. Now everybody has to get a job, including the kids when they're of age. And the reason why is the type of economic system that we have.
We have a system, it seems to me, where a gallon of milk costs the same as a gallon of gas.
Right. And you're right. But what I'm saying here is the system is designed to extract, right? The rich people's money grow at, let's say, 10%. I'm using examples here. The rich person's money grows at 10%, okay? While the poor person's money grow at 2%, and sometimes it doesn't grow at all. But the economy is one. So if I am taking out a bigger chunk than most of the people, what it means is I'm taking from you. Realize that every year you get a little bit of a raise if you're lucky, but all of that raise is usually taken away by health insurance rise and rise in all these other costs. Where do you think that money is going? Do you really think health insurance really increased in cost? No, it did not. What it is that they have to make so much more that they have to charge you more. And then, remember, if you were listening earlier to the show, I was talking about the puppets and the strings.
Yes, exactly.
They try to convince you that the things that progressives are pushing, Medicare for all, and all these things that are going to make your life as a blue-collar worker better, they make you believe that some other kind of folk are going to benefit. Notice the word you said. If you're very poor, you get taken care of. If you're very rich, you get very taken care of. They make you believe that these policies are not for you, but for the very poor or for those others, and then you vote against it. Now, in your case, you don't vote at all. What I'm going to tell you now, my brother, is the following. Keep listening to KPFT and keep listening to what we're going to talk about in politics going forward, and vote. And vote the appropriate way. Vote your interests.
I would not, there's the Republican end of it is out of the question. On the Democratic side, who do you think
Let me first say
is more apt to do something to support the blue collar people?
Let me tell you by policy. No, I can't tell you who to vote. I'm on a community radio station, but I'm going to tell you something frankly, and I can tell you this: there are only two candidates on that stage right now. One, Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, they are supporting a group of policies that will make your life, your kids' life, allow your kids to go to college. All those things that you'd hear everybody else say, oh, that will cost too much money. We can't afford it. We can afford it. Believe it. The numbers are there. We can afford it. Those are the only two candidates I have seen. I have read these people's platforms that say they are out to help guys like Mike, blue-collar workers like Mike. So, Mike, I can't tell you who to vote for, but I can tell you what policy says, and that's where we're at. Mike, I got some other calls I got to take.
Yes, sir.
But
thank you.
I really thank you for calling in. Keep listening, keep calling, and let me tell you, if we vote the right way in the 2020 election, life's going to get better for you, sir.
Appreciate your advice, and I'm going to take a good look at that.
You have a wonderful day now.